Hi everyone.
Welcome.
Welcome and thank you for your patience. We had some technical problems, but we are okay now. So we are presenting together because my colleague and I worked on a very useful project. Is the Odoo use cases for higher education.
Yes, indeed. And so, over the next 20 minutes, we will walk you through our university course, and we will show you real examples of how a business could be run with Odoo, and Marianne will give a demo about it.
Exactly. Today we are going to tell you what the university course, we already talked about it in our previous presentations, but we are just going to summarize it again. Then present you the use cases, what is it for, how is it built, and then we will dive in it. So I will just show you how it works, how it's made, and then I hope you will be convinced to use them in the classroom.
Okay, university course. Who has already heard about it? You do not count. Anyone else? No? Well, the university course is designed for the higher education, and it combines theory and practice, and the idea is quite simple, isn't it, Marianne?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So students will follow about 8 chapters of the university course, and then they work through real life or realistic business scenarios in Odoo. So what's in it for the teachers? Well, teachers, they get the ready-made solutions and an evaluation grid. Isn't that nice? Less work. And it's not about just a software training, it's really about understanding how business processes work in an ERP context. So if you do this as a bonus, you can also earn, as you can see, our student diploma. And the exam for the student diploma consists of 80 questions, multiple choice. You worked on it as well?
Yes, and I see a few students here who obtained the student diploma, and they could put it on their CV for their future employers. So that's very nice, and I hope they are happy with it. Yes.
What was the minimum score? Do you remember you need to have? 70% exactly. So 70% is required to pass. Now let's dive into the new use cases. So we will have 4 new advanced use cases, as you can see, and every use case will start from a business story. So students will be asked to play the role of a company, in this case CNA Home.
Exactly, yes.
And we have to make decisions and execute them in Odoo. And then for the teachers, each use case will come with a complete solution and a rubric for grading. So this way students learn by doing, and teachers save time in preparation.
And as you can see, you have an evaluation grid, and we see it in the symbols that the teacher can go in the student's database. Let me show you how it works. So here, for example, I am on my teacher platform, on my teacher profile, and I have several databases. And you can see my Edu-university course use cases. And I also have access to the one of my students. That's because I shared my course with my student, and then when my student duplicated it, I have access to it in my profile. So as a teacher, I can connect to my students' database and follow their work. But now I want to show you how it works with 2 examples. So we have different chapters, and the first one is about procurement. So students have to play the role of a CEO of a new company, a new retailer of home design goods, and we need to set up our purchasing and sales strategies. So for this, the students will maybe remind that they have to compare different suppliers, then set the sales strategies, and also handle the deliveries. So what will they learn with this use case? The supplier management, relationship management, but also purchasing workflow, sales and pricing strategies, invoicing accuracy, and also ERP integration. That's the most important one with Odoo. So let's see how it works. So that's the first use case about CNA Home. And as you can see, you have an introduction, and we tell the students directly, you have to install the purchase, sales, inventory, and accounting applications. And then we have the step-by-step instructions. And the first one is the supplier comparison. So we know that we have to sell 3 main products: bed sheets, lamp, cushions, and we want to know which supplier is the best one for us, for our business. And for this, we have to set it up in Odoo. Do you remember how it works? Yeah, so we go to our database. I created it already to spare time, but we have to go to the settings. You remember this sentence, always go to the settings. And in this case, because we want to compare the suppliers, we have to go to activate something. If you go to the use case, we have a tips below. Go and have a look to the settings in the purchase agreements. And when we go and activate it, we will have a new option, and that's the purchase alternatives, so that we can link the different RFQ to each other. So I will activate it and create my products to create then the request for quotation. So I will do it very quickly, but as you can see, it's empty, it's a new database, so it's normal. And I have bed sheets to create. We can sell them, purchase them, they are goods, and I want to track the inventory, but I don't have a sales price yet. It's for later. I also have my cushion, yes, cushion, and then my lamp. So the first step is very easy, it's very basic, it's a bit of configuration, but after this we can send the most important one, the RFQ, so the request for quotation. And in this case, you see we have the template for our request for quotation, but we don't have any vendor. We have to create them. And here we have Lux Furnish, Bright Living, Cozy Nest. I won't do the 3 of them, just 2 to show you how it works. But you can create Cozy Nest, for example, and then create an edit. Say this is not a person but a company. Set an email, for example, at odoo.edu. And when you have your supplier, you can add the different products which we created earlier. So bed sheets, cushion, and lamp. And what's nice about it is that when we go to alternatives, we can create an alternative based on the same products we added in the RFQ. And in this case, I will take a new one, Bright Living, create an edit. This is also a company, Bright, at odoo.edu, and that's it. And see, you have a new purchase order based on the same products. If you want to have a look as a teacher on the different steps, it looks complicated, but we made it easy for you. You see, we have in the solution the different steps of configuration, the business flow, and also an evaluation grid, as we told you. So for the first step that we made, you can have 2 different points for the configuration, product setup, and the vendor RFQ. Isn't it easy, Evelyne?
Very easy, Marianne.
So that's it. That's the principle of the use cases. We have the same for the second one about the launch of CNA Home eCommerce. So in this case, we want to go further and have an online presence.
And it's already a bit more complex than the first one. So that's something that we try to do also, create a little bit of complexity every time.
And also link them to each other. Not every use case is related to the first one, but for the 2 or 3 first use cases, we wanted them to have like a coherence, so that it's a workflow, like a company growing. And so for the second one, students have to create an e-commerce, but also a contact form, appointment form, and the most important, a CRM linked to this website, because we like it with Odoo. We can have the integration working, and so spare a lot of time.
That's right.
And what will the students learn in this use case? We have the digital marketing basics, but also the customer journey, lead management because of the CRM, client interaction, and CRM integration with the website. Do you remember it when we create a form and we can find it back in the CRM? That's what you will learn in this use case. So, what's the...
Well, you see,
next?
we have a complete teacher pack. So not only you have the use cases with the evaluation grip and the step-by-step solution, but you also have it in a Word document so that you can easily adapt it into your course. So it's really as you want to use it. And furthermore, we also added some database guidelines. So how to manage it. Suppose you are doing an exam. Well, how can I evaluate my students and then make sure they don't go back into the database afterwards? And yeah, of course, the university course itself, it's really valuable. And I think these 5 elements, correct me if I'm wrong, but this make it really the foundation for teaching business management with Odoo.
Yes, we really hope that we will help you teachers to learn Odoo in the classroom and let your students dive into it easily. So thank you for your attention.
Questions?
No questions?
No? Okay, thank you very much everyone for your attention.
Thank you.
Thank you.